Hi there. You know, there are 6 things in God's Word that He tells us, I would not have you to be ignorant. And the number 6 is pretty significant. Like numbers in general are significant in the Bible. Like there's the 40 days in the wilderness that Jesus Christ spent, the 40 years wandering in the wilderness, the children of Israel, 40 days and 40 nights for Noah's Ark. It's a time of trial and testing. And the number 1 is significant. It stands for God. God is indivisible as one. The number 3 stands for complete. The number 6 stands for the tendency of man to be weak and ignorant. So let's take a look at this. Once again, this is one of my all-time favorite books, the Majority Text Greek New Testament Interlinear. So let's flip here to 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and it says, now here they have the literal Greek up here and the literal English here. And you can see that word now. Okay, let's look over here. This is the English translation. So it says, now concerning spiritual, you see that word gifts? That's in italics. That tells you that was added by the translators. So it says, now concerning spiritual, brethren, I do not want you to be ignorant. Okay, now here you can see that where it's, let me get out of the shade. We're getting the shade here. Okay, there we go. All right, good. Okay, it says, concerning spiritual, and it's that word above the word spiritual, and the gifts is in italics. That's the Greek word pneummatikon. And it says, brothers, but I do not want you to be ignorant. Okay, so how are we going to find out about this word pneumatikos, or pneumatikon as it is there, but that's the word pneumatikos. So here's another great research book. This is a critical lexicon and concordance to the English and Greek New Testament. This was translated by E.W. Bullinger. And you can still find these books on the internet. But let's look and check and see what this says about the word pneumatikos. Okay, so we can look up the word spiritual, because you remember it said spiritual, and then the word gifts was in italics. And it says spiritual, number 1, pneumatikos. It means belonging to the Spirit or determined by the pneuma, Spirit, influenced by it, or proceeding from it. Now that's why some other translations of the Bible translate the word pneumatikos as spiritual matters or things pertaining to the Spirit. And why is that important? Well, because God says, I would not have you to be ignorant. And yet how many of us are ignorant when it comes to spiritual matters? We have no clue what's available. And here, the translators are throwing a monkey wrench in the works by telling us that these are spiritual gifts. And pneumatikos encompasses more than just spiritual gifts. Spiritual matters could include gifts, but it could also include a lot of other things than just spiritual gifts. So let's look at this is the Amplified Bible. Let's see what it has to say here. Okay, so here in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, this is the Amplified Bible. It says, now about the spiritual gifts. Now you notice they don't italicize that. And that could be a real problem because it's that word pneumatikos, which means things pertaining to the Spirit. So it's more than just gifts. But they elucidate on that word. That's what this Bible does, is they expand on the words. And sometimes it's private interpretation. It's what they think. But here it says, the special endowments of spiritual energy, brethren. I do not want you to be misinformed. Now, in order to not be misinformed, we're going to have to learn about this. And I know that there is a lot of kookism associated with spiritual endowments or these spiritual matters. There's a whole lot of weird stuff that goes on. Embarrassing things. Things that God never said in His Word, like to be slain by the Spirit, laughing in the Spirit, dancing in the Spirit. These things that God never said one time. And if I could offer any advice or suggestions, I'd say please go to my website at www.wordcentered.com. Check it out. I have a free class there. It's called Power from On High. And I'm actually working on a book on that subject, and I'm hoping to have it out by the end of May 2026. And so yeah, check it out. The class is free, won't cost you a thing except the time. And I'd really enjoy some feedback from you if you want to let me know what you think of it. And so in the meantime, have a great week. Love you. Talk to you later. God bless.